I'm going to explain how to make a Christmas tree Christmas card. The one we're going to make is very simple, it's like this. But before I explain it, I'm just going to run through some Christmas trees in books that are quite complicated, and I'll tell you which tutorials refer to them. So if you want to work out how to do it yourself, you can have a go. So I'm going to start with Kees Moorbeek, Oh No Santa. And his Christmas tree is this one. Quite a complicated, very pleasing design. It's based on a parallel fold here, which is tutorial 6. And then there's also a lot of slots, which are tutorial 11. Maybe looking at it end on, you can get an idea of how it actually works. This is quite a complicated design. I think it's really, really pleasing, possibly the best one I'll be showing in the whole tutorial. But anyway, that's Kees Moorbeek, Oh No Santa. Second one I want to show you is The 12 Days of Christmas by Robert Sabuda. This is an intriguing one at the back here under this flap, because it's not actually a tree, it's sort of the bits and pieces on it. And this one is acute angle V-folds. These main bits are acute angle V-folds that pretty much go flat when the page goes flat. And then they've got little 3D pieces at each end where the V-fold sticks to the page. You've got those stuck in, so they give these extra pieces. So Sabuda, the acute angle V-fold is tutorial 2, and the adding small 3D pieces is tutorial 8. So that's the second one. The third one is The Nutcracker. This is by Nick Denchfield, and he's got a very curious one. Kind of a solid tree. This is based on a twisting mechanism raising a variation on the pyramid. Quite pleasing, really relies a lot on all the illustration all over the surfaces of it. The twisting mechanism is tutorial 17, and the pyramid, it's a variation of the pyramid, that's tutorial 21. The last book I'm going to show you is, again, it's another The Nutcracker by Patricia Fry, and her tree is here. This is quite a nice effort. I think this is a pretty good tree actually, and this one is based on, it's an acute angle V-fold, tutorial 2, raising parallelograms, tutorial 5, and a floating plane variation, tutorial 12. So I'll just explain those. If you look at it from behind, you can see this main body of it. This is the acute angle V-fold. This piece coming up here to raise this is the floating plane. And then if you look at it from the side here, you can see all these business. This is all the parallelograms coming off the acute angle V-fold. The last one I want to show you that I'm not actually going to make is this one. This is from a Christmas card. I think it came from the Smithsonian in Washington. I don't see it actually as a pop-up card. It is a paper sculpture that does fold flat, but it isn't on a base. And it's all based on slots, and slots are tutorial 11, and then there's this spiral, tutorial 10. We'll now move on to the one I'm going to show you how to make. That's this one. Because it's so simple, you could actually, if you're making a lot of cards for a lot of your friends, you can just churn this one out quite easily and quite quickly. So we'll need a base. Here's a base. Creased really thoroughly, so when you lay the page flat on the table it just goes flat. This is going to be the tree, so again it's been folded in half. You fold it in half, and then you fold the angle, the type of tree you want. So if you wanted a much squatter, wider one, you could fold it at a different angle. And so that's what we've got this time. I'll just cut all this spare off here. And now if you look at this, I've done it in 3 layers, but it doesn't have to be. You could make it a more complicated tree with 4, 5, 6, as many layers as you like. I'm going to go with 3 again, just so it's fairly quick and easy to make. Start by cutting it into 3 sections. Here's section 1, and 2, and 3. They've all got the angle of the fold to the central crease. It's the same on all 3, but they overlap, so the top layer overlaps the next, and that overlaps the next. So you actually need to refold them so that the next one can accommodate the one underneath it. So this is going to be the bottom layer. We're going to refold that to the same angle, but say another centimetre in. That's a centimetre in. This is going to be the bottom one. I'll just cut those tabs, cut off that piece. And so this is going to fit on here, this is going to fit on here, so we can glue it about here, looks about right. This is going to be flat, as you see. When the page is flat, the tree is flat. When it's standing on a mantelpiece or something, yeah, it's in dimension, you've got a 3D tree. So we'll start with this. In this case, I was going to put the tabs underneath, but in actual fact, you could have them sticking out sideways and make a more frilly edge to the tree if you wanted to. As it's going flat, I can glue both tabs at the same time. So I'll just check that position again. It's going to go there. Line up the central crease on the pop-up with the central crease on the card. That's there. Just make sure that works okay. There we are. The second one is going to overlap it. Again, we need to refold this at the same angle, but not take it in as much as the previous one. So the last one, it came in about a centimetre. So this one, I'm going to bring it in about half a centimetre. So it's brought in a smaller amount there. And again, I'll cut those tabs. But the other thing you need to do here, because it's going to overlap it, you need to cut away a bit here. This piece of tab will clash with the bit of tree underneath it. So we'll actually take off a piece of that. And the same on this side. So you can fold those under, and now this should be able to just fit on top of there quite comfortably. You need to line up the central crease on this pop-up piece with the central crease on the page. So that's number 2. We'll just try closing that, making sure it still all works. There we go. And then the third one, we don't need to refold it at all, but we still need to cut out a little piece at the bottom so it can overlap satisfactorily. Also, this at the top, as we're folding them under, those two tabs are going to clash, so I'll just cut a bit off there just so there's not going to be a problem. And here we need to cut it so it can overlap. And again, we can put the glue on both tabs at the same time. And line up the central crease with the central crease of the base card. Overlap it with a bit of tree below it. There we go. That's all working nicely. And now we'll just put a tub at the bottom. So this is just an ordinary parallel fold. It's a piece of card with 3 parallel creases, and this is going to glue flat down there as well. So we'll just put glue on both those tabs. And again, you line up the central crease with that central crease of the base. We got under the tree a bit. This is the Christmas tree. It looks best when it's standing up on your mantelpiece like that, so it's in 3D, but it can go all the way flat. And then it's up to you to decorate it. You can put stars on it, you can put baubles on it, you can put any sort of stickers on it, photos on it, candles, anything you like. It's up to you. This is your design. In this case, I've just put really crudely cut out bits of Bako foil. It's just silver foil, gives us a bit of sparkle. And if I was doing a really nice one for friends, I'd probably put bits of glitter all around the rest of the page as well. So that's a really simple, easy, quick Christmas card pop-up.